All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Speedrun Saturdays. It's great to have you all here. Today we have something really exciting that we want to show off to you. This is going to be a Super Monkey Ball 2 race. This is going to be all story levels, and this is going to be a race between Block and My Toyota and Petrus Inc., who I will just be referring to as Peter. I have a commentator here. If you want to go introduce yourself, this is A-List.
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? Super excited to be here and looking forward to a very entertaining race that I know these two runners are going to provide.
Yeah, what kind of background experience do you want to say that you have in this game before we get started?
Yeah, so I've been speedrunning this game for like a little over 3 years. I've speedrun pretty much every category that you can, and at one point or another held every world record in every category. So I think I know what I'm talking about, and I'm looking forward to these two players showing off the tippy top of what this game has to provide.
Man's commentated GDQs, and now he's onto the big stage. Okay,
let's go.
Let's go. What we like to do on the show is we like to just like get into the action. We don't like to keep you guys waiting. We had the 5-minute little introduction, but we're all ready to pretty much go. It looks like A-List, based off their screens, are they all good to go, would you say?
They are.
They are all good to go? Okay, so what we're gonna do is, actually I think I need to mute one of them, so on stream, and then we will be good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a countdown, and we are just gonna start the race right here, right now. It's gonna be a best 2 out of 3. But if there's a blowout, we might just do another race anyways. We like to do that. Okay, I'm super excited for this. Let me go ahead and tell them now. I'm just gonna have them ready up. Ready? Confirm in chat. Reconnection successful? It doesn't appear so. I think I literally have to just press stop and start again.
It's okay.
Wait. It's like wait, we might be back.
We're better. You guys, yes.
Holy
you are no
crap.
longer.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Guys, tell everybody to refresh the stream right now.
Refresh.
Oh my gosh.
It's back.
Guys,
Saved.
I can't believe that. We've been having internet issues for like a day now, but we did not expect it to happen here because...
You know, I think I saw Block go slightly early, so we'll call it a false start.
Yeah.
We'll call it a false start.
Okay, we're just organizing with our runners again. What's really weird about that internet drop, we're gonna get back into this in a second, I just wanted to, like, while they're getting set up, is that their streams at no point stopped. Like, we were connected to them. I think what happened is we lost connection to Restream, and I don't think that was an issue on our end. Otherwise, we would not been able to talk to you over Discord, and we would not be still connected to them. I think that is purely on the Restream that we are using. So I'm going to claim no fault. But
I agree.
Thank you guys for staying with us. If you did, I know when a stream drops, most people just dip out. Thank you for staying with us. Let's try and make sure nothing bad happens again. Okay, guys. Here we go. I feel so bad.
Insane timing.
Insane timing, for real. Okay. And 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I'm gonna wait and see what happens. They might be desynced a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Yeah. It looks like he's a little bit ahead. That's not something we're gonna fix, otherwise it would cut out the video feed. But just keep that in mind that there's like a couple seconds that Peter is ahead. Now, if you want to go ahead and let us know what's going on in this first level here, 1-1.
Yeah, so something you'll be seeing a lot, like you'll see Block doing right now, and you'll see Peter do as soon as he enters the stage, something called boosting. You'll see he does a very small boost at the beginning, and then it hits the walls twice, which is a frame boost into a wall boost. Basically, you're doing that because as long as you're holding up right or up left when you're starting or accelerating, you accelerate faster than just holding up. So in order to gain as much speed as possible, as quick as possible, we try to hold as much upright and up left as possible. Both these guys getting pretty decent bumpies. Bumpies like the only stage in this world that really has a big variance because you get a lot of chances to get collision. And unfortunately for us speedrunners, collision in this stage or in this game isn't exactly consistent. It's kind of hard to describe, but long story short, you just won't collide with edges sometimes if you just go too fast and you Zorp over them. We'll see a lot of times throughout this run, and I'll point them out. Sometimes it's going to be helpful for us to Zorp, and sometimes it's not going to be helpful for us to Zorp.
So what can you explain about pause buffering, and how does that help out our speedrunners in this game? And when are we going to start seeing it come into play?
So we're going to see it in about like 30 seconds. So hopefully as soon as I'm done with this, it's going to be popped up on the screen. So even though I said collision is inconsistent, right? It is like nothing in this game is random. Like there's no RNG. So technically, if you did the same thing, like at the same time, every time you get the exact same result. And so in order to replicate certain strats that either require us to get certain collision that we can't get, without really specific timing, we're able to pause the frame perfectly and get results like that.
Yeah.
So basically, we have 8 directions that we can hold very precisely. Same right there, and you'll see on this stage is strats in the game. So like I said, on the game controller, we have 8 directions to hold, and if we find the correct frame and we use the timer to see what frame we're on, and we hold certain directions on those frames, we can put together tasks like, looking strats in real-time RTA. And so fantastic that both these guys got Curve Bridge first try. You love to see the top level gameplay.
Yeah, he was practicing that a lot before we started, so it's nice to see that he got it.
Yeah, that's definitely like one of the hardest strats in this entire run. So and it's quite funny, a little lore about that strat. That strat was actually made because some people aren't like the biggest fan of pausing, and so someone was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this absurd pause strat so that people have to use at the top level. And then jokes on them, it didn't ruin the game. Like people kept doing it, and people kept finding more absurd pause strats. So if anything, it only helped the game when he was actually trying to maybe hurt it. So a fun little
just because it helps doesn't mean it's easy, you know?
Oh no, it's so hard. And there's so many branches of like backups you have to memorize. Like we have a whole Google sheet of literally just directions and frames for all a bunch of different stages.
So whenever they're doing the pause strats, they're looking at the timer in game, and they're looking for certain visual cues. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're only looking at the timer, no visual cues.
Okay.
As long as they see the certain frame given, so let's say 52:43, right? What just Peter, ended on his timer. A strat may tell you to hold up for like 2 seconds, and then you hold up right, and then it sends you into the goal pretty much. It's crazy. There's like a whole team almost of people dedicated to just finding pause strats.
Is that like a big? Is this game like big in like the task community, or are those the same people, or is it more like individual level speedrunner?
Individual level speedruns in this game actually don't allow for any pause strats.
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, so every IL you see has always been done without any pause strats. And there's actually been a rule somewhat recently to where all world record ILs are done live. Before we would allow replays, because there's a replay system built into the game, which is so awesome. But yeah, all ILs are pauseless. But no, those people are usually runners as well that find these pause strats. There's not like a huge task community or a huge finding strat community. It's usually pretty hand in hand.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm saying all this, but these dudes are crushing it. Like these dudes are literally just putting on like a clinic. It's insane.
They haven't really been making. I mean, I think from the very start of the race, they're still about at the exact same spot.
Same gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a small delay at the very start of the stream, so which I'll probably try and fix that in the second race here. But yeah, still, this is a fantastic show so far. While we've been explaining everything, I've just been so entertained by seeing everything in the background. Is there anything that you might want to point out that we might have missed that might be coming into play later on?
you don't always, so pause strats don't always send you directly into the goal. A lot of the time, pause strats will actually just set you up to get yourself like in a very good position to get into the goal, and you still manually have to, you know, set yourself up to get into it. So on this strat here, on Peter's screen on the right, you'll see that he's going to do a pause strat, but you have to do a very specific input after that dribble. Very good, you got it. That's not easy. Wow. So there are a lot of specific adjustments like that people take for granted because they do think, oh, he's pausing, so he just automatically gets to the goal. But that's definitely not always the case. A lot of the times it just sets you up and you still have to do a lot of work. Like block right here, beautiful. That's also a really hard adjustment. It was a different pause strat actually. Yeah, like I said, there are like trees of different backups and different strats for like any strat that has a pause strat. It's crazy. And this game's wasn't even that pause heavy really until like 2017. Like I want to say there was probably like 5 to 10 pause strats that you really did like before then. And then there was just this kind of like wave of optimization that hit. And you know, here's something you might ask yourself. You might say, well, why is it faster to pause, right? Like that loses time. Like that doesn't seem very like, you know, intuitive. But a lot of the times they save so much time because the stages that we use pause strats on are so big that it definitely saves time over what the next best strat is.
See, yeah. Conceptually, I understand that, but then we see them flying across the map into the goal, and I'm like, okay, that might be faster.
Yeah, Peter with honestly an insane run. Like this is just what he would want for a PvP run. Really? Not that Glock is obviously, you know, on a bad run, but anything out of World 3, where you're pretty much at 8 flat, which is what Peter is at, is fantastic. Like the mark of a great run is just under sub 7 or sub 8, excuse me.
All right, how's he gonna deal with this?
Oh this my world, God. Yeah.
Wow.
I always
really
forget
cool.
that Giant Comb is so aesthetically pleasing, but we're just it's one of the earlier strats that you learn. It's funny. But yeah, it's World 4 is actually where the run starts to get really hard. The first couple levels in it aren't that bad, but there's a little stretch right here, starting with Dynamic Maze, which you'll see on Peter's screen on the right. It's a couple pause strats into a couple movement-heavy strats. See if he can get this pause strat. Ooh, 2 pauses.
Wow.
He basically, right there, that you're supposed to get 2 different frames to get that to work, so he got each frame first try. So that's insane. This game, by the way, runs at 60 frames per second. So a lot of the times when you see these guys go for a pause strat, they're looking for a 1/60th of a second window, which is like hard to think about. Really, really small.
I noticed
Launcher
that.
Is a
Yeah,
wait. Peter's screen's on the right. I wasn't able to get the green goal. Hopefully, we'll see Glock go for the green goal.
Okay.
I think Peter may have gotten a little didn't like his setup, or maybe just kind of I don't know, but. This is one of the hardest strats in the run. Very precise to get yourself into the green goal underneath here. Hopefully we'll see Glock do it. Beautiful.
That's actually gonna help him catch up by quite a bit.
It really will. Really nice randomizer by Peter. This is another really hard movement strat where you need to boost very specifically at the beginning to get just the right hits so that you can get yourself right into that green goal. It's really hard. Yeah, these guys are just absolutely killing it.
This game is wild, man. Like seeing such experienced players just go through it like this is amazing to see.
Yeah, it's a treat. I remember, you know, it's definitely better to be on that side where, you know, it's kind of like a magic trick where I know all the magic, like I know how it happens. But I remember when I was first watching these streams, and I was like, I mean, that's why I started speedrunning. I was like, this is so damn cool. Why aren't I doing this? I love this game. By the way, if anyone, you know, is interested, there's a huge community. There's a huge Discord. The community is amazing. You know, I couldn't think of a better first speedrun to get into, or even one to add on to my arsenal. So if you guys want to, please join the SMB Discord. Lots of friendly faces in there. I wonder if, I don't think it's gonna happen, but this the stage on Peter's screen is gonna go for a pause. This is kind of an infamous stage just because there's a really big clip right here, and technically we could do it pauseless, but it's random. So it's like one of the last time saves that we like have. Like theoretically, that's like pretty big, but just because collision's so inconsistent and it's so kind of like late in the run, yeah, skadoosh. We decided to pause it, but yeah, free fall, you know, classic Kobe. What else can you say? Hopefully we'll see 2 for 2 on block screen on the left.
What's the next
It's
big,
funny.
like, difficult level coming up, would you say? Because a lot of these are just kind of like going right through, making it look seamless.
Yeah, World 5 is actually a nice little break. There isn't anything too hard. I would say this is probably the most difficult strat.
Okay.
Even though it's not even that spicy. I mean, it does look really cool. I'm just so used to everything.
What?
I'm impervious. Yeah.
It's so nice that, like you said, there's no RNG in this game, so you can just have that consistency and always go through there. Otherwise, something like that could just be a nightmare if those were all random.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The IO for this is a complete nightmare, for sure. You're basically just hoping that you get a good hit and go in the goal. Was kind of another Kobe kind of moment on the jump machine.
Yeah.
A little optimization going right into the goal.
Do that over on Glock screen. Peter going through and finishing 5-7, like that.
Yeah, they're still both super close. That launcher's strat definitely did help. Block catch up a little bit. This is another pretty difficult stage. I guess this is the one that top players worry about most now that I'm thinking about it, just because the falling strat like this is a little sweaty, but it's no problem for someone of Peter and Glock's talent.
Yeah, and we might be seeing Peter change how he does his strategies depending on he knows that Glock is behind him, so they're able to face the screen. So we'll just see if he plays the late game more consistent or if he just goes for it all.
So this is so there are kind of, like I said, there are certain benchmarks that you can like look for pretty easily of like how great a run is. Sub 14 out of World 5 is pretty dang fallen. That's you can't really ask for a lot more. I mean, maybe you could ask for like a 13 4x, so like maybe 10 seconds quicker, but if I'm Peter, I'm loving life right now.
Trying to think of like what to ask with this game. It pretty much what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So as far as controlling the game, are you controlling the ball or are you controlling the stage?
So that is actually such a fantastic question. I'm so glad you asked that. Thank you. I give you 5 gold stars. Funny enough, you're actually controlling gravity. So, and that's part of the reason. That's the reason why you can move yourself in midair. Is because, and that's the reason why you can do falling strats, because you're pretty much like affecting the way you tilt gravity. So like when you're like holding like up, you're pretty much like having gravity move like, you know, forward. So if that makes sense.
You're not
like
the,
down
you're not the
forward.
monkey, you're not the stage, you're God.
You are God, yes. That is essentially, you are not the monkey or the ball, you are something better. That is essentially what's going on.
I'm sure it's just master hand going.
Yeah, just
shaking the
puppeteer on the
puzzle
whole
box.
thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely a really interesting misconception that people, I mean, obviously, I had it. Everyone has it when they run the game. You know, some people think, oh, you're tilting the stage, and that's how, you know, you're able to do that. But think about it. If you were just tilting the stage, how would you be able to move in midair?
Right.
Like, how would you be able to, yeah. So, yeah, I remember when, and it's funny, like, playing this game for so long and then being told you actually have no idea what you're doing. And it just makes you think about the game differently. You're like, wait, what the hell? What's going on? We got a 6-9. Unfortunately, the worst stage of the game. I don't know how they managed to do that, but they did.
I mean,
basically, this stage is completely like bullshit as a casual, because as you see, there's a bunch of buttons, and you basically just have to guess the correct one to bring up the goal. There's like no cues, there's no nothing. It's literally just a guess and play. Like, and it's so weird because a lot of these stages like pretty cool, like good design, yada yada, and they're like, fuck it. Let's just slap that one in.
Basically, Lieutenant Surge's can't in Pokemon, except for that's a game that's supposed to be like guess or like randomized.
Yeah.
And there's like press a button, forehead.
The forehead. Pretty much. More of a 3-head maybe, or 2-head.
I see. An intellectual.
Intellectual. This I wasn't really talking about it, but this cycle that you saw Glock might try to get on that stage, really difficult. That's one of the more difficult movement strats in the game. Just the way that the how tight the timing is to actually make that, and just the way that you have to like move yourself around that bridge is really difficult. So the fact that they both got it first try is really big, because it's a full 10 seconds, and there are a lot of like cycle-based strats in this game. You know, it's kind of just go to the goal as fast as possible. So whenever you do have an opportunity to save 10 seconds and you take advantage of it, it's really huge.
Looks like Glock had made a mistake on that level, right? I had to replay it.
Man, I wish this was one of those moments I could just be like, yeah. But unfortunately, you're gonna ask more about it, so I have to say no.
I looked over and it looked like he said, "Damn, that like too bad."
And,
that's a really cool strat, though.
Yes, getting squeezed by Civ. It's funny, we have a weird cultural thing in SMB where whenever the stage, like there's a stage name and it's like a bunch of moving parts, we just call that moving part like the stage name. So there, like Civ, like you just call those Civs. And like the dribbles, like the one earlier with all the bubbles, you just call them dribbles. But anyway, you get hit by the Civs. Is basically where I was going with that.
Okay.
And it's definitely a really unique strat, being able to do that. It saves a good amount of time too. Ooh, very almost. Both these guys going for really hard strat. Glock deciding to pause it because this strat is kind of inconsistent, being able to get a cycle skip. Glock will lose time overall, or compared to not doing it pauseless, or doing it pauseless. Sorry. But the fact that Peter is dying so many times trying to do a pauseless is really bad. Like,
yeah, he gave him the lead. So
yeah, going for consistency, definitely working out there for Glock My Toyota.
So we just saw, I think, our first lead change.
Yes, we did. Peter was kind of just absolutely tearing it apart. And both these guys still having a very solid run. Sub 20 out of World 7 is really good, especially for a race. Like, holy moly. We're definitely going to be seeing sub 30s out of these guys the whole way. Sub 30-minute runs.
How beneficial is the use of notches when you're playing this game?
Oh, you can't describe how beneficial it is. I mean, you'll talk to like the 3 deluxe players that are really good at deluxe and be like, it doesn't make a difference, but it totally does. Because deluxe, basically, you play either on a PS2 controller or an Xbox controller, which obviously don't have notches. But it helps so much. One, because of just being able to like really comfortably boost as efficiently as possible at the beginning of stages. Like I said, being able to speed up with those diagonals at the beginning and boosting actually helps out doing these speedrun strats a lot more than people might think. Not only that, being able to actually consistently go into a notch so that you can do a pause strat consistently is really helpful. Because if you had, for example, PS4 controller and you were trying to go to upright, what percentage of the time are you going to actually be in a true upright? You know what I mean? So having a GameCube controller is pretty beneficial, but it's mostly beneficial for pause strats.
sure it might. I'm sure it would probably help out when you're trying to like walk on these straight lines.
Oh yeah, absolutely, that too. Just holding forward.
Yep.
Yeah. Both these guys kill an Entangle Path. Entangle Path, if you didn't see, it's basically this really small goal that you need to like throw yourself into. It's basically the hardest Kobe of the whole game, put it simply. And both these guys being able to go through it without too much trouble is super nice. And it's one of those points kind of where it's the last like really hard strat before you get to World 10. So when you're on like a PB pace run and you get Entangle Path, you're like, whew, okay, we just gotta like not get crazy, you know, nervous, not basically choke to World 10.
Oh my god.
Speaking of
look at
hard strats, I kind of lied. There is kind of one more hard strat, but it's not, you know, a movement strat, it's a pause strat. Both these guys do different variations.
I noticed that.
And nailing it. Funny enough, Warp actually has like the biggest amount of like backups. Like you could write a dissertation, like a full PhD, like document paper on Warp. It's ridiculous.
Right along
New strat alert, by the way.
Boom.
Yeah, this was discovered, I want to say like less than a year ago. I think way less than a year ago, but I'm gonna kind of cover my grounds to say less than a year ago. It saves about a second, and at this point, that's kind of the state of this game where there aren't too many several second time saves. A lot of the time now, you know, just naturally with the game being sold, you know, if we find a 1 second time save, we're gonna be popping out. That's super unfortunate. Going really fast on this stage definitely has its pros and cons, because being able to avoid the party ball when you're going faster is a lot harder. And the party ball obviously can do some damage. Although these guys still not too far apart, like 1.5 stages.
Could make it back.
Still anyone's race. Yeah, absolutely. Cross Wars is a funny stage because it's one of those that's like really hard as a casual. I feel like I see people get here and they just struggle, but from a speed rate, it's like the easiest stage ever because you literally just keep alternating between up, right, up, left.
Yeah,
like it's just up, right, up, left. But man, it's a casual killer for sure.
Some of the I feel like requires anticipation, like going into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that's such a funny thing about speedrunning is, you know, you just learn the one thing about a stage, and you're like, oh shit, okay, solved forever. Nice chipped pipes, and we're gonna see a favorite. Hopefully, I'll point it out. I'll point it out on Peter's stream, but that is a classic. That has, you know, been at every GDQ pretty much. That's one of the first big pause strats found in this game. It's just a classic. Anyone who's a video game player and watches that who doesn't react, they're not a Rashi gamer.
Right.
That's how you can weed them out. Just so you know, it's a quick little test.
And that's this one right here.
That's this one right here. We're gonna see it 3 or maybe 2 frames. This is actually a new variation of the strat. Are we gonna see it? Okay, still 3 frames, but we're in the goal nonetheless. Super awesome. Yeah, there was recently a 2-frame variation of that, because basically every frame that you can shave off a pause strat is obviously time you save, so it's very nice every time we were able to do that. But it's obviously, or not obviously, but it is a lot harder. So, you know, kind of taking that pro and con weighing, I don't blame them for pausing the 3rd frame that you can do unbuffered. Glock going into World 10, this is where pause strats get a little ridiculous. This is kind of pause strat mania. It's kind of unfortunate for us speedrunners because obviously when you're on PB pace, you're a little nervous, you know, palms are weak, mom's spaghetti, blah, blah, blah. Knees are weak, my bad. Being able to do all these pause strats when you're really nervous is incredibly difficult. We're gonna have to see retry. It's just so many frame perfect inputs throughout this world. And basically, we're going to see who's a little less nervous here.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what it comes down to. Because, you know, and it's funny, the thing about pause, like buffering, is like, you can practice it as much as you want, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're only human. You can only do so many frame perfect, you know, inputs in a row on command. So
Peter looks like he's gonna have a little bit of time to catch up now. Only one stage apart. Let's see if he can manage to get this one first try. Looking good so far.
very nice. Yeah, he nailed it. Very good adjustment.
Great.
That's definitely gonna help. Clock in at second try, no worries. Now Peter's, yeah, definitely looking to catch up. He's looking for Glock to maybe do a little more of what he did on Gimmick, and him to do a little more of what he did on Gimmick.
Yeah, I was gonna say before with like you said that Peter was taking the extra pause. At this point, he's probably trying to play it as safe as possible because he really can't afford to lose any more time.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. He could be thinking that, or he could be thinking, man, if Glock doesn't mess up, you know, but we just keep doing what we're doing, and then I'm gonna lose. So maybe he might try to spice it up. Who knows?
At what
the
point,
thing is, though,
yeah.
there's not a whole lot you can do with this much of a gap. Like, at this point, they're already doing the best strats known for, you know, real-time attack for RTA speedruns. They're gonna have to pull out some crazy IL, although that reset does help. That reset does help from Glock. One more reset like that, and it's gonna be pretty much tied and or Peter in the lead. Glock does get the last frame, though. We'll be going in. We're gonna see if Peter can replicate the exact same strat. He got the second to last frame, looking for the last one. Nailed it.
Wow,
Glock going,
amazing.
Glock going with the patented pauseless revolution. We're going to see Peter do a pause strat here. Pauseless never fails. I'm part of the pauseless gang. Completely biased commentary. I do not care. We're going to see if the pause can't get it, though. I'm still rooting for it. Very nice. He does get it. Yeah, this is going to come down to the wire. We got 2 stages left and about a retry left between them.
Okay.
Oh, Glock gets a backup, although he is able to
Oh my
get
gosh!
it.
Oh no! This is going to be so close.
Peter also getting a backup. Oh my god!
Oh my! Can't believe this is happening right
gracious. All right, Glock getting
And he's in there.
Getting through the goal. He's got
Peter?
one more strat. Peter also
make this
getting
close?
the adjustment.
Yes. How difficult is
Can
this
Glock
last,
finish
this
it
last
out
one?
here? This is a hard strat. This is very hard. And Glock
And he
nails it
gets
for the win.
You got one?
29-16.
Yes, sir.
GG. Oh my goodness.
Fantastic race. Peter's finishing just behind you.
I cannot believe you guys had such a back and forth. Close race game 1.
That was awesome.
Not sure if Peter's in here yet. Yo, Peter, what are your thoughts, man?
Whoa! I gotta say, we were definitely both on PB pace because you were never not with me, and I was on a deathless run until like World 6.
Yeah, you were.
I think I only died on like early. I died on reversible gear, and then I died on coin slots. But I was, other than that, I was deathless like to pistons. Really good.
How do you guys feel about that first race? You guys both played amazing. That was a really great show.
My first thought is that the odds of both of us playing that good again is pretty low.
You set the bar too high.
From here. Both of us have been known to reset 28s in the past. I'm planning on doubling my focus. I wasn't even trying in the first round. That's how I'll save my pride.
Yes, sir.
The craziest thing is, actually, like, I'm glad I was watching the gameplay for once, because I knew how close it was in World 10. And, like, it was just far enough away that I actually couldn't save it with any YOLO strats, but if I could, I would have gone for them. But
That's what I was saying.
Glock was, like, 5 or 6 seconds ahead of me in Invisible, so I couldn't do anything except hope he would fail. And he did, but then I failed too, so.
I noticed, Peter, you were looking over at his game a lot to try and make adjustments.
Just repeatedly in World 10, just repeatedly. I needed to do something. There's no way to save it though.
All right, if you guys want to go ahead and get the file set up for the next race, we'll be able to get it going here pretty soon.
Alright, I'm
All
going
right.
back.
Well, GG round 1 then.
Yeah,
Good
GG.
GG.
That was awesome.
What a round.
Completely forgot to add score. Let me do that now.
I accidentally watched the credits, so I'm gonna be here for like another 15 seconds. I could have gone out faster. It's too late now. I'll be back at the file screen in a sec.
Also, I've been noticing in the chats quite a bit. Many of you may not necessarily know exactly what's going on with a lot of these strats or just how the actual speedrun goes. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'll relay them over to our commentator. Or if you want to ask them over in the if you want to ask them over in the Twitch chat as well, we got a lot of very knowledgeable Super Monkey Ball players over there who I have seen. They've been answering questions over there. So you can go ask over on the Twitch stream, or if you're just watching on YouTube, just feel free to ask it there, and I'll relay it over to this.
Great, and if you guys were not here or just caught the ending of that last race, we're gonna go ahead and do another one with all fresh commentary. So if you guys missed out on anything, do not worry. We'll fill you in on everything that's going on your screen, and we're just gonna wait for our runners to get readied up here. You guys can go ahead and deafen if you haven't already, and we'll be going here pretty soon.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you guys. All right. Yeah, go ahead, A-List. What's going on?
Oh no, I was gonna say the funny thing that I wanted to say to Glock, but I'll say to him, later, was when he retried on that second to last stage when he thought he died. He actually didn't die. He just thought he was going to die because basically, obviously the stage has holes, right? They're invisible. Some are actually holes, some are not. He thought he landed in one of those holes, but he actually bounced on it. So that death was completely avoidable. But anyway, it was just really funny because I thought that cost him the race, but then Peter ended up dying.
Yeah,
so that didn't
right
cost
after
him the
that.
race, so
And you
it's
taking the
crazy.
lead. All right, well, let's see if we can see another really close race like that. That was a really good first one. Peter says he's gonna kick it up a notch. Let's see if he is a man of his word here. And we're gonna be going here right now. Both runners are ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and count down. 3, 2, 1, go. They are still gonna be on a slight delay. It's not a big deal, unless it's like a photo finish. I think it's about like 3 seconds. So we'll have to factor that in at the end.
Ready?
And starting right off 1-1 with the little wall bumps. So what's the benefit? Does that help you build up speed?
Yeah, so basically, it gets you, so let's say, so block right now, right? See how, he's boosting. He's getting to the end of the platform quicker and with more speed as opposed to if he was just holding up. Because the way that acceleration works in this game, you just accelerate faster holding diagonals. And the reason why you bump into the wall is because it's able to give you like a little bit of air. Hopefully it'll give you a little bit of air. So that's why wall boosts are a little, for speedrunners, a little love and hate relationship. Because sometimes, they're nice and beautiful. You get sent up to the air gracefully. You're like, oh, look at this. And the reason why getting sent in the air is nice is because you don't have any friction, and when you have friction you basically have a cap speed, but when you're in the air there's no cap speed. So on the other hand, having a bad wall boost that sends you straight back into the floor doesn't really do you a whole lot. So I like some amount of being a top level player is knowing actually how to like wall boost properly, so you can get like the full amount of speed out of like every single beginning of the stage.
Just making sure that you're in the air as much as possible, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, they're pretty even right now.
Yeah, World 1 is really, obviously basic.
It's gonna be pretty consistent for them both because they probably play these levels the most.
We've all top players have played this level or world, thousands of times. So the only real difficult part starts here on Spinning Top when you start adding these pause strats. For anyone who wasn't here last time, kind of describing pause strats, basically there's no RNG or no like randomness in this game. So if you do the exact same thing every time, you get talk about sync. Let's go. Yeah, let's just watch this for a second. A block with the slightly and this is where you'll see where faster pausing really does make a difference in like a full speedrun setting.
So many pauses.
And it's minimum 8 actually, but you'll see Glock gets there 1 second quicker. And even though that doesn't sound like a lot, 1 second makes a big difference. Especially because imagine this, right? 1 second. If you save 1 second over someone every stage, 1 times 100, that's a minute 40 you saved. It's a lot of time over the course of a speedrun. But back to the pausing. Pausing, basically, we're allowed to do like pass-like things or frame-perfect things because we have notches in the GameCube controller, and we have timing cues based on when we can pause the timer that allows us to do crazy things throughout a stage.
Those baguettes.
Those are exactly. See, he gets those with the hop.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're not the baguettes. Shoutouts to Peter for that last stage you saw Coaster, a wonderful Kobe strat, as some may say. You use basically when you start out playing this game, you use a pause strat for that stage. But Peter found a way to basically have enough situations mapped out to where you can actually just fall off that side with a pretty wide like range for your movement and still get into the goal. So yes, just shout out to optimization, speedrunning.
How long? Do you know how long both Glock and Peter have been around the community? Developing strategies, grinding runs.
So Peter and I actually came up pretty much at the same time. We both started really early 2018, and Glock actually is like arguably the fastest like learner in like the history of this game because he started playing during COVID.
Really?
And yeah,
and he's playing
already,
this good, taking games off Peter.
No, he's amazing for sure. Well, he's also, for those who don't know, Glock is just a gamer. Like he is, he was ranked in New England and in a state in Melee. Like he's like arguably the best Game & Watch main in like the world. Like he's good at Hearthstone. He's just a gamer. Like that dude knows how to play games for sure.
I hate people like that because they just get better at games than me. I've been playing for like 10 times as long.
I know, right? Not to say that Peter isn't a gamer, because Peter also has been streaming for way longer than he's been speedrunning. So they're both wonderful candidates for this Saturday speedrun showcase.
I think that that also explains why, I mean, Peter, both of them are really calm because Glock has just been used to doing competitions at this point, and you said Peter's been streaming for a long time, so it makes sense that they would both be in their element here.
Yeah, we've also done a good amount of tournaments and like exhibition matches in the Monkey Ball community. So they're totally used to racing. We actually just ended a huge small tourney like literally 3.5 months ago. So, and not to mention, Glock is definitely not.
That was a really nice by Glock right there, and
yeah,
Peter is going to do the same.
Do the very same. And now we're back to dribbles. Now you guys can see what I mean, but these are the dribbles.
Those are dribbles.
They are the dribbles. Yes. Hello.
Blue baguette.
We get adjustment number 1. Yeah.
A-List is gonna come after me for misnaming all
slandering.
Of them.
Yeah, honestly. Unfortunately, this URL does not work anymore. If you type it in at amusementvision.com, rest in peace. Part of the developers of this game. It's funny. I wish I remembered what it was in Deluxe. It's funny. We recently had like a little like fun trivia thing. Like I think like a month and a half ago with like some of the community members, and I think that was one of the questions, and I got it right, and I really I did feel like a fraud. Don't remember what it is. Both these guys just, you know, rolling through World 3, not a whole lot crazy going on. They're kind of just, you know, as you guys have said, the game for the most part speaks for itself. You're getting some clips, you're rolling to the goal. Sometimes you die. Sometimes you fall like a boss like Block.
A lot of strats you don't really have to explain. Like, it's pretty obvious where they're gaining speed at, how they're shortcutting the levels.
Yeah. There is a way to skip this stage, actually. I'll try to point it out on Peter's screen. So you can technically save some time by clipping off of that like first little gap and just going like to the goal immediately. However, it wouldn't save any time because we need. Okay, so when you play the last level of a given world, when you're playing that last level, the cutscene for in between like worlds loads. So if you play a level too quickly, there's no point because
oh my gosh,
crazy on. But yeah, I've never even
so nervous for him.
I've never even seen that. Getting a clip like that is so unlikely because obviously you're just gonna get flung for the most part. So the fact that he just got tapped like so lightly that he could like almost live and anyway.
Yeah, we have a lead change. We got Peter back in the lead.
Yeah, very small, but you know, every second counts. Block saving half a second with a strat going on the left while Peter went down the middle. But for the most part, for the rest of this world, they're going to be doing the same strats.
Well, Glock may actually still be in the lead here based off the stream delay. We'll have to see.
True.
Well, it's about 3 seconds. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah, never mind. Commentator's curse, please.
Yeah. He's actually in the lead. Well, actually.
Actually. So, something to point out on this stage that it makes sense that they're doing. Actually, we'll see Block does it. Yeah. So, holding forward on this stage at the beginning is the fastest, consistent way to do it. But in PB attempts, these guys will boost the beginning so that they get more speed, kind of what I was talking about. And it usually saves upwards to like a second. But it's way more consistent to just get, you know, the clip you know you're going to get if you just hold forward. So completely makes sense in this kind of environment to take that a little safely. This is on GameCube, but I'm pretty sure both these guys play on a Wii.
Yeah, Wii's generally just faster loading times across most GameCube games.
Yeah, I believe in this category, story mode, all levels, it saves like 30-ish seconds between GameCube and Wii.
Pretty decent amount of time.
Yeah, I'll try to point out this strat another because I didn't really showcase it last time. But this is one of the really hard strats in this game that takes a while to really get comfy with, just going straight in the goal like that. I mean, obviously it's going to sound dumb when I say it's harder than it looks because it doesn't look easy, right? But it's definitely one of those strats that like people with... It's one of those things where like... you know how every time you get like a certain PB, you'll be like, okay, I'm going to relearn strats. Like, I'm going to level up. And it's one of those where like people keep that till last. Like, people don't really want to mess with that too hard until they have a really good time.
Peter has a pretty solid lead right now.
Yeah.
Moving into 5-1 wormhole. Oh, just bonked the stage a little bit.
Both these guys, you know, I think Glock, they have been telling the truth when he said we may not be getting the exact same level of. They did set the bar a little high, but they're still playing really well. We're still getting a nice race here. Because I wasn't lying when I said earlier in the first race, I was like, yeah, Peter's just on PB pace. Like, he just hasn't died. That man was going bananas. No pun intended, but pun intended, I guess, because he said it.
So coming out of World 5, what kind of time would you like want to expect to get?
Out of World 5, I would love a sub 14. I'm guessing these guys are going to be around 1430, which is still pretty good. You know, halfway through the run, you're really only off like 30-ish seconds or maybe 45 seconds, worst case scenario, from where you want to be. You're not complaining. You're not crying too hard. You know what I mean?
So it looks like Block's going to save a little bit of time on that level right there because Peter decided to turn off the spinners there and dead one.
Yes. Peter missed the pause ring there, so not only did he lose time pausing and not being able to take advantage of, you know, that pause strat, but he also just did a slower backup. So it's kind of like a double whammy. This is a pretty, you know, standard movement stage. The only time save you really get here is when you're able to clip off these little corners. And like I'll always say to you guys, the more that you can be in the air in this game, the better, because you just get, you know, really fast acceleration when you're falling. See if Block can get
Boom.
full tower action. Absolutely nails it. These next 2 levels are pretty easy, although Toggle can be a troll because, like I've said, collision isn't exactly the most consistent thing, and considering you have a bajillion little chances to get collision, there's definitely some chances for some awesomeness.
Okay, we're good.
That was a little detour, you know. We want to see maybe the back of the goal, you know. We didn't get to show it off last time.
Sure. That's just that looks sketchy to move around with the holes in front of and behind the goal.
Yeah, a little bit, but when it's kind of one of those things where, like, once you get used to how it works, it's not that bad. Both these guys, by the way, I was way off my estimate. Both these guys getting like a 14 1x. Like, I think someone got like a 14-10, like a 14-15. Super solid run still. Super close race. Opera, definitely kind of the big first strat you add when you're starting to run this game in this world. But as you start to get better and better, it starts to become kind of a sleeper, kind of a no-brainer, just because there's so many other hard things you have to worry about in this world. For example, the level that's coming up on Peter's screen right now, Tears. Basically, every rail that you take that's like a level thinner is more time that you save. So it's basically like, you know, how risky are you willing to be?
Oh my gosh!
For how much time you want to save.
That's stressful.
It is. There's even one higher ring that runners take. Runners do never take the red goal in story mode, but runners do take the second thinnest one, and it's pretty crazy that it's gotten to the point, because people, even when green tier started, you know, way back in the day, people were like, that's too much.
Mistake the block right there.
Yeah, unfortunate. He's probably not happy about that because he chose to do a slower strat there, and he's like, why the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always one of those things you kick yourself for when you pick a safer strat and then end up fucking up anyway. You're like, man, why?
How many levels are there total in the all-level speedrun?
So there's 100. There are 10 worlds, and then each world has 10 stages. The other popular, that was sketchy from Peter, but we take those. If we're in, we're in.
For sure.
The other main category that story mode has, as far as speedrunning, is any percent. And I won't get into how any percent works because, you know, we're not here for that. But you skip 2 stages per world there, so it's like around 80 stages in any percent. Yeah, Peter, about, you're gonna be like 2 stages ahead by the time Glock my turn to get there. Nice cycle skip. That cycle skip is not always there, but when it is, you open it, you grace it with open arms. You give it a nice hug. You say thank you for coming here and giving me these 3 seconds.
That's a pretty decent amount of time to save. Like you're saying before, they're both gonna be doing like the fastest strats they can do. So
Yeah, no,
there's
3
not too much
seconds is
time to save compared to the other person.
absolutely. Speaking of 3 seconds, this pause strat that you're going to see on Peter's right, if he's able to get it, saves 3 seconds over doing the pauses variation. So it feels good to get it. Hopefully, Blackmore Toyota can get it as well.
Let's see. And ooh.
Very nice. That was very clean too. Being able to get it 55 means that you did the adjustment very well too. Because like I said, it's one of those things where even though pause strats do help you get through a lot of the stage, most of the time you still have to manually adjust the end of a pause strat. Ooh.
Oh, that's like
You're going a little
had
fast.
so many
that
of
was,
those.
That was a little unnecessary, but you know, we're in the goal. We're in the goal.
Wow, just watching this every single time, it never gets old.
Never gets old. Yeah. Fun fact, Flock was the first stage you see on the left was the first pause strat found for this game. Well, actually, technically, okay, here's an even more fun fact. Technically, there is a GameFAQs article, I think 10 days after the game released, of, oh, what were they called? Oh my god. I wish I remembered what they were called, but they're called, like, something super silly, but they're basically pause strats, and it's crazy that, like, something that was developed like years and years later for a speedrun was actually like in a GameFAQs article. Like some of these strats were like in a GameFAQs article 10 days after the game was released.
Usually you're not getting speedrunning strats out of those articles.
Yeah, for real. Or much of anything useful, but yeah, Peter going into the last level of the world with easy sub 20 pace. Feeling nice, if I'm him. I don't know how much. I mean, he's had some scares, but I don't know how much he's really like made major mistakes. You know what I mean?
No, just the scares. Just the scares.
Just the scares. Yeah. Yeah, Guac not super far behind. Probably going to be about 30 seconds behind. But as we have learned,
he takes a drink during this. I love it.
As we've seen with many races and tournaments in our community, nothing is said and done until World 10. You could have a minute lead going into World 10, it literally does not matter. You have a minute lead going into the last 2 levels, it doesn't matter. A little sketch, but nice cycle from Blackmore Toyota. And Peter on your right is going to be going into one of the hardest stages on this roster here, story mode all levels. Like I said last run, the hardest Kobe in the stage, really precise angle, really small target, but he's too good.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's one of those where like when you start implementing that run, it's like you just have either like a 1 minute gold in World 8, or you just have 2 minutes of time saved for your next PB. You know what I mean? Just because this stage will eat you alive when you're first learning it. It's just not okay. They both get a first try though. Yeah. And that's kind of one of the good things of kind of trying. You try to encourage runners to implement that sooner rather than later, just so that, you know, when they are getting more and more decent and they have other things to worry about, they don't also have to worry about that. Peter going 2 for 2 on Warp. Definitely the hardest pause strat in this world. Let's see if Block can go for 2 for 2. Like I said, there are many backups, so it is pretty likely that these guys will get a first try.
Okay.
Got one more bad boy, and nails it. Ooh, quick pause too. He's like, I got that.
His pauses are really clean, like a lot of the time.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those people that you look at when you're pausing, like, damn, I need to work on my pausing.
Because like he does it, not only does he do them quickly, like he registers it quickly, it seems like he does like the least amount of pauses as many times as he possibly can.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple different factors to how quickly you pause overall, and Glock definitely has every element of pausing down. That's for sure. Peter going into World 9. Funny enough, Zero Jump is one of those stages that is really easy once you learn it, and Peter messed it up last race, so not to call him out, but I'm glad he was able to get it first try this time, because he definitely was not happy about that last time. So it's a little mental boost, you know what I mean? When you mess up something easy and then you're able to get it the second time, you're like, okay, that's what I thought. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. But World 9, for the most part, is kind of known as the lull before the storm. Because like I said, World 10 is super pause strat heavy. Even the movement strats you do in it are pretty hard. So being able to relax and just have a little bit of, like, you know, meditation almost is kind of a nice reality of World 9. That being said, we still do have some bangers, all right? We still do have some classics, and one of those is going to be Guillotine coming up on Peter's right. It's a classic, known at every GDQ. Everyone clap, 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 you know what I mean? Your easy claps out.
Here we go.
He's doing some kind of sexy backup.
Do it. It worked.
And he gets it. Very nice.
That was really interesting. He had me a little bit confused there.
Yeah, it seemed like you know, the hesitation definitely was like, oh, I fucked up. And he was like, oh, no, I got it. He was like, hold on. Yeah, Glock on your left side doing the classic like first ever set found.
Going for it again.
He's pausing the last frame 1 frame too late. So really unfortunate.
Is this a more difficult version of the strat?
So they're pretty equal. What you see Glock doing has a big window for the first frame, but the one you saw Peter do has a big window for the 3rd frame. So it's pretty much just whatever you want to do. Okay. And most people have stuck with the older one just because, since there isn't really a difference, you know, why fix what's not broke?
So that is
Peter going
a demanding.
Yeah, wait, I just realized Peter's on like crazy pace.
I mean, like we said earlier, he wasn't making any mistakes that are gonna like lose a lot of time.
I think we might see a 28 for the fans.
Ooh.
And considering that a 28 was only achieved for the first time like 3 years ago, that'd be pretty insane.
In a race setting, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started running this game in 2018, getting like a 30 in a race was like unheard of. Like, that was insane. So the fact that people can take those same, you know, 100 stages and shave 2 minutes off of it in a race is crazy. Very nice disorder.
If Peter makes even a single mistake.
Yeah, he's in the zone. He's killing it. Starting the second half of World 10 is especially where it's all hard, because you're going to see big pause strats for the next 2 stages. Actually, for the next 4 stages, literally until the last stage of the run. Oh, but Peter missing the pause strat, so he's going to do the backup, the classic strat that you learn first, skip, and it comes in old reliable. That is why you should learn the strats through the levels, because being able to know your backups is very important.
Do you think that would have cost him the 28, or will we have to see?
Oh no, he's still on 28 pace by like pretty comfortably. Like this could like give you 28-30. Like he's
Oh, wow.
literally this run has been insane. Like I think I've just been so focused on the overall race, you know what I mean, that I didn't even like notice his pace. But yeah, so when he lands on Revolution, it's like 50 seconds after he so like he could get a 28-23 potentially, which would just be unreal. Oh, but just a little off, just slightly. I would be pretty surprised if Peter were to choke it enough for Glock to come back, but you never know. Like I said, you never know until the last two stages, until II has gone through.
Oh my
creative
gosh,
high.
I'm looking at Glock's screen right now. He's going off. And I think this was the stage that they were having issues with.
Yes,
last
it was. The redemption. Is it here?
Is it?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Very sketch backup, but it worked.
Oh.
And
I
think
put it all together at the end.
I think we're gonna have ourselves a 28.
See if he can just
He even
finish it
has
off.
leeway. He could even die here and retry and still get a 28.
Let's see it. Is
Oh
he in
my
there? Oh,
goodness
of course he's in
gracious.
there. Time. We have a 28-44.
That is
Oh, wow.
insane. Wow.
Hey, how's it going?
Yo.
Unbelievable.
I'm back. Whew.
28 for the fans. Wow.
Also, we're having some issues on stream right here. Just not much we can do. I don't think it's our internet because nothing's really faltering otherwise. But I think through the restream service, I think we're all good now though. We're all good now. It shouldn't have. It did not crash for anybody. Just a couple frame drops there. And right there, Glock is gonna finish up. Thank you for bearing with us, guys. I don't know why it keeps happening. Either when we start the race or when we end it, we just start getting frame drops. Only happened twice so far, so we're all good. But yeah, fantastic race, guys.
GG.
Yeah, GG. That was good.
That was really
Peter, how are you
actually,
feeling about that?
I'm feeling really cool actually because entering World 10, I could have PB'd if I went for all the super cool YOLO strats.
Were you
But then I
considering
kinda
it or
lost my own
not?
life. I was considering if I got to Invisible and I still could, I would have gone for
Okay.
so-called Epic Invisible, but I messed up on Labyrinth and lost like 10 seconds, so couldn't do anymore.
So
But I was
we
definitely gonna play for the PB until I couldn't.
yeah, we have a 1-1 count now, guys. So we're gonna have to do one more to see who the winner is.
Yeah,
you guys can
1-1.
you guys can go ahead and get started back up now and play it out. Do you guys need to take a break at all, or
Yeah, actually, I was wondering if I could get get some more water.
Yeah,
We
I
get
need
a-
some more water.
we can have a short intermission to talk about some stuff.
Cool.
All right.
Sure.
But
I'll be right back then.
yeah, we'll just wait for you guys to get back. Honestly, I think what we'll do is we'll just go on a short little intermission real quick, and we will be back once both of our runners are back, so that they can take a break, and then we will have the final showdown. So we'll see you guys here very shortly. All right, everybody, welcome back. We just wanted to give our racers just a chance to refresh before the final race because they are currently 1-1. So it's going to be interesting to see who takes this. Glock winning the first race, and then Peter putting everything together to be able to get a sub 29-minute time. He got the 28:44 on that last one, which is a very impressive time to have in a race, considering they're trying to play somewhat safe. You know, not necessarily trying to PB, but what he had said is that if certain things happened, he would have been able to go for a PB there. So we'll have to see what this last one does. They're both playing amazing now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is arguably like the highest quality gameplay of like races we may have seen. So this is definitely a treat for everyone watching right now, including myself.
I'm gonna be switching over to Peter's audio. I just see that Glock's video is cutting in and out just a little bit. It should be fine though. Nothing I can do about it on my end. But yeah, I'm gonna check with them if they're all ready to go. Peter said ready. Ready, Glock? Okay, they both said that they're ready. So we're gonna go ahead and start this race. Let me just reset the timer, and let's get started. 2, 1, go. And we're gonna start up the final race here. Again, for some reason, they are like 3 seconds delayed. I'm gonna reset Glocks real quick just to see if that like syncs up a little bit. Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and focus on Peter's.
Yeah, so for anyone who didn't know, basically the boosting you see at the beginning, like the reason where they're not just holding straight up when they start every level is because you accelerate quicker when you go up left or up right. So you just want to hold, you just want to be holding up right or up left as much as possible throughout the whole starting platform. And that's going to be super crucial in order for us to gain enough speed to do a lot of certain speedrun strats. Like skipping most of this stage, like we wouldn't be able to get those times if we were just holding up.
So yeah, Glock's video is just cutting in and out a little bit, but that's all right because I have them both locally recording. So whenever if you guys want to check out the VODs later that we post over on the Speedrun Saturdays YouTube channel, which you can find in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, that is, it'll be all fixed later on. And again, just using these corners to try and speed up, get to the end as quick as possible. World 1, extremely straightforward. If you guys have been watching the other 2 races, just the bread and butter strats here until we get, is it this one that you start using some pause buffers?
It's 1-9 spinning top.
1-9.
Yeah.
And you can feel free to just start re-explaining some certain strats because some people are coming in here that did not catch 1-1 or the first world and curious what might be going on here.
So the pausing that you see that you're gonna be seeing on both these screens for the next like 30 seconds is basically our way of doing frame perfect inputs like in a real-time speedrun. So there's nothing random about this game. So if we do the exact same thing at the exact same time, every time we'll get the exact same result. And the way that we can replicate the exact same like actions is by using a combination of the notches in the game controller and the timer to see what frame we're on. And basically we hold certain directions on certain frames, and it can lead to some pretty crazy stuff like you will see on Peter's screen. Both these guys struggle a little bit on curve bridge frames, which honestly is kind of the huge because it's so hard. There's so many frames. We were definitely treated to some when they were just nailing it before, because a lot of PB attempts just result in resets at the end of World 1 because you're like, well, I didn't get it first try, reset. So yeah, it's definitely not super expected to get it first try, so the fact that they were able to so many times is really cool. So sometimes, it's not often, but sometimes you'll see us not boost, and that's because we do want a specific amount of speed. So on Luck's stream, he's holding up, and he's not boosting because basically the clips that you get throughout the stage are best done with the amount of speed holding forward, if that makes sense. Because if we boosted and tried to get more speed, then the clips would be too big, and we just wouldn't be lined up in the same way throughout the stage to go through it. So we don't always boost on a starting platform, but a lot of the time we will.
Let's see.
Wonderful Kobe.
Oh, right in there.
Oh, saving it?
Wait. It looked to be it.
Okay.
Okay.
He's laughing. He knows.
He thought. Dude, that would have been really, really, really crazy though if he was able to back it up like that and in there.
Yeah.
Just being a little bit off on getting to that the end gate there, it just bounces you right off. So much speed that he had built up.
Yeah. And Peter making his way downtown, grabbing
my
slider.
Is that just him messing with the camera?
So that's a good question, actually. Hopefully Glock is able to do the same thing. But basically, if you get enough speed at the beginning of this stage, you go off the first ramp. And that saves a little bit of time. And if you don't, you go off the second ramp. I think he's gonna... Yeah, so you boost here. So this is called air boosting. And basically what air boosting does is it allows you to land. It doesn't let you go faster, but it allows you to go farther forward because you kind of keep extending, you kind of keep pushing gravity like to the right, to the left. And like I said, it kind of helps you go a little farther forward. It lets you stick to the stage later so you can go faster. Because like I said, like the earlier you hit a stage, then the more friction you get, then the faster you slow down, and the slower time you get. So basically, the more time that you can spend in the air,
yeah,
Heartbreaker, right there, pretty much had it and just overshot it a little bit.
Gives Glock a slight chance to catch back up here, because he was having troubles on his stage before, and a little bit on that one too.
Okay, call me a little crazy, but I think both these players may be feeling the pressure a little bit.
Maybe.
Just a wee tiny bit.
Oh, ooh, same as last race. Peters is bonking off the end goal, but luckily, I mean, he saves himself every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many of you in watching this watch Melee, but I think someone once said that last stock Melee it's something different. I think last game Monkey Ball might be something different.
It might be. I mean, it just the nerves you have to have while inputting the frame perfect inputs, just being off by a little bit. It's really easy to get in your own head.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice adjustment from Peter, getting that wonderful dribble strat. Glock not trailing too far behind. Getting through stepping stones without much problem at all.
Great job.
luckily with Mad Rings, like it works out with the whole naming stages and parts thing because they are rings. So we get a pass on that one. That's easy enough. Yeah, both these guys, like I said before, a lot of World 3 is kind of like World 1, where it's pretty basic strats. Just, you know, what you see is what you get. Both these guys just, you know, crushing it like they always do. But I had to open my mouth. Oh, that was crazy. That should not have happened like that. That's for sure. Well, he probably shouldn't have, you know, gotten bad collision like that. But then he just got miraculously saved through the end of that. So we take those.
Skill.
Take those. Yes, all purposeful.
Really was though. He reacted perfectly to it, I would say.
Oh yeah, he did. Peter getting out of World 3, probably gonna be like 25-ish seconds ahead of Glock, assuming that he's able to get it, which he does, of course. Yeah, it's funny. Their Giant Clone really, you know, it's one of those stages where when you watch it, it really is sick. Like I'm just so used to it because it's just like one of the earliest tricks you learn. But it is sick when I try to think about it objectively. It's like, damn, we're just weaving through that.
Let's hold straight.
Hold straight. Peter going through the middle. I'll try to accentuate the difference more. So Peter went through the middle on Beehive and got like a 51-7.
Oh my gosh! How did he do?
I forgot. So there's a pause strat. He must have done the pause at the beginning. We just didn't see, but there's a very precise pause strat that you can do. That it's really hard to save time with. But as we were mentioning before, Glock's pausing is really quick. So he's one of the few people who's actually able to use that strat and have it save time. So I'm so glad that, you know, he's able to showcase that because that is sick. Especially since we didn't get that the first 2 times. It was a special spicy surprise. Alright, hopefully Peter's going to be going in green gold launchers. I know he's been going for blue. Yeah, maybe he's just not... I don't blame him. I do the same thing. You know, when
he did that last time. I'm assuming it's just on purpose at that point.
Yeah, at that point it has to be, because I know this is, you know, he knows how to do that strat. He does it in PB attempts, but yeah, I do the same thing. I do not mess with green and gold launchers in tournaments or races or anything. It's just too hard, and if I miss it, it's a lot of time. But Glock is saying,
yeah, he nails it.
Shut up, A-list. Yeah, what are you talking about? Just practice.
I mean, that actually helped him catch up by a decent amount with both of those strats that he done back to back.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the beautiful thing about, you know, speedrunning is that exact thing, consistency over quick strats. Then you just got people like Diddy, who's like, I'm gonna do both.
Oh.
But we got 1 stage difference now between these 2 runners.
And let's see it. Does Glock nail it?
It's looking good.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Wow. Oh, this is a very intense race because now Glock is catching up. He's like in a good headspace right now. He's nailing everything.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Peter has well, that's still a fine clip, but he had a really fast C-sub bridges going on. This is one of those stages that when you start to get good times, you really start to practice the stage a lot because every second counts and you can start saving real good amounts of time on this stage when you're real good. So like Peter got like a 35, not to say that, you know, Glock's like bad or like worse, but you know, 33, that's 2 seconds difference just on one stage. So that stage is definitely a super important one when you start getting to like a certain level. Just practicing and moving as much as possible. Good old wormhole. Who doesn't love wormhole, right?
And boop. Right in there.
We're in there. Yeah, free fall is really funny because it's definitely not like on the super hard spectrum of falling strats, but it's kind of one of those things where World 4 is really hard and you just got past it, and then Wormhole's the only big pause strat in World 4 or in World 5. So when you get to free fall, you're like a little nervous, and it's just one of those things that runners like overthink. So it feels good to get that first try for both these runners, because they would be lying if they told you they weren't thinking about it at all. They'd be lying. I'm just telling you that right now. Oh, that's not gonna. He decides to. He just unfortunately missed the timing a bit. Went for the pause strat and wasn't able to back it up properly.
Goes right through. Okay, so now it's extremely even, and even a lead change.
Even a lead change.
Like we said, Glock's been playing like out of his mind right now. Peter has been too, but just one little mistake will get you. If you make a mistake on the stage, it's nearly like losing an entire stage. Just some time loss.
Yeah, this is another one of those small movement, or it's a bigger movement stage, but you can definitely save small amounts of time by getting these clips on the side. We'll see who ends up getting a faster time. I think Glock's gonna come out on top, the high 44. Yeah, small, just half a second, but you know, counts. And it especially counts when they're this close, right? Because if you have, 5 stages where you save in half a second, all of a sudden Glock is tied. You know what I mean?
See if you can start making some time back here, or is Glock just gonna keep playing out of his mind like this?
Ooh, unlucky with toggle there. See, that's what I'm talking about. All the small things gonna create a bigger lead.
Right now, it's every half second, every quarter second, it's all adding up.
Absolutely.
All right, hopefully Peter has a better time at this level than last time. It was looking a little sketchy. He might have even saved time there.
Yeah, he did save time over Glock. Yeah, it's crazy to think, these guys haven't been playing bad by any means, but remember when Peter was getting sub 14s and now we're at 15?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, yeah, he was just...
The difference in level of play.
Yeah. And
he's not behind by much at all, though.
No. We're going to be seeing pausing right here. One of the more important strats to get in this world. Peter going for a backup here. Let's see if he gets it. Very nice. Can he get into the goal now?
And yeah, holy
beautiful.
Crap. That was an insane strat.
Yeah. Although that backup did pause a little bit of time, because he did have to pause more and he got a slightly slower IGT, so not exactly, but hey, as long as we're not dying, I'm in the zone. You know what I mean?
My god, no!
Oh.
I kind of felt that coming. But
right? I
Peter stay on?
That too. I'm just like that.
Okay, he's good that time. Yeah. All right, another lead change. Peter is back in the lead, but for how long? We'll have to see.
Ooh, very nice.
It has to be so incredibly difficult to stay on those small, slim platforms.
Oh yeah, it really is.
No matter what level of play you are.
Especially game 3.
Especially game 3.
Yeah. Because as much as, we like to be big dollars out here, they're definitely nervous. If they try to tell you otherwise, don't listen.
And if you guys want to see if they're making up or losing any time, right at the end of the level when you see them pause, just look up at their timer and you can see where they're saving or losing a little bit of time.
That's the really great thing about speedrun in this game is like you get such direct feedback on how well you're doing on a strat, how good your movement is. Peter getting the fast cycle, hopefully going to be saving some time over Glock. Is Glock, ooh, he's gonna go for it. Barely gets it. That was
about like a half second slower though, I think.
super sketch to go for, because if he was even very slightly later, he would have like bonked on that folder and just would have fallen out.
Dang.
But here we are on one of the hardest moving strats in the game. Can they both get first cycle? They're both looking for Peter.
Oh my
comfortably gets
gosh.
there.
It was so
And
close. Yeah,
Glock's
he
also getting
gets
there. Nice.
Very nice stuff by both players.
Annoying exit game though, so the reason why that happens, that exit game happens, is because you have to pause, hit up twice to hit stage select, and obviously when you're speedrunning in top level, you want to do that as fast as possible. And sometimes we just press A too quick and we don't get the second up input, so you press exit game, or you know, it's just you mess up somehow basically. And it costs about 4 seconds every time you enter the game. So it's pretty annoying mess up. Peter gonna be going for a backup here. If he gets that, okay,
oh no, he doesn't get it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they are now tied. That is what Peter didn't want, but it's what the universe needed.
Oh, they're just gonna walk right into the end there. Still extremely close. I already know that Peter's definitely looking over at the screen. He's like, what the heck? He's right next to me. Oh my gosh. Oh, and he doesn't get the Steve strat. Unfortunate. Unless he just somehow misses the goal here. Peter is going to be taking a pretty decent lead.
Yeah.
But we still have, what, like 25 more stages to go. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're both pretty much one stage apart. And I'm not sweating. If I'm Glock, anything can happen. As we've been seeing plenty of changes in the lead, and that will continue to happen. You know, we saw Peter struggle on double spiral last run, so we'll see if he can conquer it this time.
Especially once we get to World 10. That's that's when we're gonna see the 1-1 nerves really come into play.
Yeah,
because that's last stock.
For real. Yeah, that really is last stock. All right, both these guys getting it first try. Glock losing a little bit of time because he decided to do the pause strat, but you know, consistency is comfortable, and I would want to be comfortable right now.
Okay, he was a little bit scared there, but he got it.
Oh, Peter with the mess up. So now we're like 4 seconds apart. Right back in it. Oh, Peter's gonna have to do the stage casually because he messed up the setup. If Glock gets this, he will be. Oh,
no! Not that I'm rooting for anybody specifically. I would have loved to see him get that.
Yeah, just to keep the story changing.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Man.
Come on, Glock. Oh, I really wanted to hit this.
This means that there's still only one stage apart, essentially. So.
Yep,
still
it's
anyone's
not
game.
the end of the world, but like,
yeah, would have been nice. Take the classic drink of water. Holding up, you already know.
He's big chilling. He's got this.
Yeah. Peter going for one of the harder wire stages in the game. Is a very tough cycle to get. Definitely one of the later strats you add into the run. Very nice. Yeah, it's very tight.
See if Glock can do the same. Looks like he's gonna nail it.
Very good.
Saw Peter look over at the screen, see how far apart they are. Oh no! He wasn't too far into that level at least.
Yeah,
it's still gonna cost about 5 seconds or so.
Peter coming up to the real hard one of this world. Let's see if he can get it first try.
Go Peter, and he nails it.
Dunk. I think he's 3 for 3 on that. It's really impressive.
And he nails the next one. Let's see what Glock's up to over here. And oh,
so close.
No. Like he was insanely close to hitting that. I can't believe he didn't get it.
That just goes to show, you know, how precise it is.
Oh my gosh, no!
Oh, the arm came through and just hit him.
No!
Oh my
He was
goodness.
gonna save it though. You just had
He
to give
was
him a
gonna
chance.
save it.
You had to give him a chance. No.
The timing could not have been worse. Could not have been
No.
more brutal. And Peter, 3 for 3 on Warp as well.
Yeah.
He's been killing World 8 today. He's just been flying through it.
Talking about Glock's pauses, but Peter also showing that he might be a pause master himself.
Absolutely.
Glock's going for a little retry here, just to set himself back up. But, you know, he's not in a good position where you want to do any type of retries.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
He's going to have to start playing out of his mind to catch up. But it is not impossible. We still have 9. Still got 10 to go. Anything can happen. Anybody's race. But we really have to see here is how well does Peter play under pressure. Because this is going to be the most pressure he's had in the entire race so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting how like you have pressure being in the lead and being behind, but it's different kinds of pressure.
Yes. When you're behind, you have nothing to lose other than the race. But I mean, what's going to happen if you lose more time? You're going to lose anyways. So
Yeah.
But when you're in the lead, it's like you just really trying to maintain that.
We saw some party ball shenanigans that coming from the stage last race. Hopefully, yeah, okay, fair play this time.
Nice stuff by Peter.
Ooh,
Pretty,
one of those exit games.
Yeah, pretty easy World 9 here. But when we get to 10, we'll see it really heat up. Still, can't make any mistakes. Like that. You know, it's something. It could be a start for Glock here. For him to start making some time back. But no, nothing too serious. Peter's still playing amazing.
Yeah.
Like the goals haven't been as rude to him as they have been to Glock.
That's true. And keep in mind, anyone who came in maybe a little later, Petrus Inca started off 0-1. So this would be kind of a reverse 2-0. But that is not how you finish a reverse 2-0. You actually... Oh, and he
retries again.
Ooh.
So we'll see. Glock was struggling with this stage last time too.
Switching roles a little bit.
If he has one more retry, they're about even. Okay, no, he does finish that stage off. Will Glock put it all together? I really hope he does. Oh, he's been really struggling with this one.
Yeah, I read his lips. He said again. That's what I'd be saying too.
Okay, he got it. All right.
Yeah.
I honestly still he made back more time than he lost, I would say.
Yeah.
And gonna be heading into World 10 soon. So we'll really see what happens there. I love watching how fast they move over on Glock's.
Yeah, course through definitely another one of those stages that as you start to get better and better, you just get faster and faster times. Definitely a big movement stage in the run.
And
Peter going into the last level of World 9, knocking on World 10's door, knocking on a dub over Guacamole Toyota. Ooh, Glock getting a sketchy, but ends up working really quickly. Twin basin. Usually you want to get more height out of those scoops, so to speak. But he was able to make it work with minimal height, and there he is going into World 10.
I think Peter might have been counting how much the time difference is between them. Not sure though. right, pause buffering. Looks like I think they were struggling with this one last time as well. I can't remember who it was though, or at least in one of the races. And he gets it.
Getting in there. Glock gonna get the last frame. Nails it. They're both getting easy gimmick.
Very nice gimmick by both of them. Hey, can Peter just maintain? That's really all he has to do at this point.
One stage lead. Just gotta keep it up.
Goals are playing nice to him.
Yeah.
You love to see it. So is there any type of strat that Glock can do in this at all that would maybe save him some time? Unfortunately, bonks off that.
Not that's a full stage. There's like one 3-second strat that he could go for, but the likelihood of getting it is so low. So, you know, unless we see him within literally like 2 seconds, I think we're just gonna have to hope Peter dies. that's what Glock's praying on at this point.
Peter nailed this stage, which he had to do a backup on it last time.
Correct. Yeah. Both nailing it too.
Yep.
Yeah, both running through World 10. They both know that this is where it all matters. The last hour, some amount of time, doesn't matter. All comes down to this.
Let's see. Does he get up?
Oh no, he doesn't.
Oh no!
Oh, he's gonna have to retry.
Oh
my god.
Oh no!
Oh, and Glock gets the last frame.
And Glock gets right in there. Does he? Does he know he's in the lead?
He does. I think they both know exactly where they're at because I think I see Peter.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I
was not expecting that.
Oh my goodness! This is what I was talking about. Never say it's over.
And it's still not over. It's still not over.
It's still not over.
2 more left. Can Glock close this out? Come on, dude. Can he? I mean, I don't care who wins, but let's just see. Let's see how this plays out. Pause buffers. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous for him. Oh my gosh.
Gets the backup.
Get in there.
Oh my god, they're both. Oh my god.
Dude, this is going to come down to who's fast. Just who does the faster strats here. They have to give it their all here. They have to play this as fast as they possibly can. They have. Oh my gosh.
Wait.
And no way.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no.
I think trying to put everything into that last. I didn't even stop the timer. I know that, guys. I couldn't stop the timer.
Oh my god.
He tried to put everything into that last one and just barely missed it. That was the most insane race we've ever seen on here. That was holy crap. What a race, guys.
Oh my jeez.
Albeit it was your guys' slowest race yet, but it was by far the most entertaining thing that we had seen this entire time. That was
Slobber Doctor, holy cow.
Slobber Doctor indeed.
So were you guys keeping up with each other? Were you guys like constantly like looking over at the screen, seeing where you were both at?
Yeah, I became kind of addicted to looking at.
Yeah, I can kind of tell based off your reactions and your like, just your thought process. Peter, I saw you counting at one point. What was that for?
Oh, that was for fun. I forgot the low manip on air hockey. And it's a 12-second load every single time in the low manip. So that was the 12 seconds we counted up. So I lost like maybe 10 to Glock because of forgetting low manip there. So yeah.
Well, guys, that was a great show. Let me go ahead and up the score count. GG's to both of you, but Peter, this time around is going to be taking that W. Congratulations, man.
GG, thank you.
But great play by you as well, Glock. That was great. I'm so glad that we had this on to show everybody what Super Monkey Ball 2 speedrunning is all about. The pause strats, just everything, the movement. That was really something to watch. I'm so glad we did it in a race format too, because rather than just do an exhibition, you could see the difference in strats and just the side-by-side comparison. And then you get that sick ending. You guys were nearly to the frame. Like, you were just, like, it was a photo finish.
Yeah, that's how it is with story mode races, I think. They always end up, it's not really decided till World 10, and World 10 kind of is like the Hall of Judgment, you know? If you deserve to be in the lead, you stay in the lead, but otherwise, no, you're put back in a tie formation no matter how far ahead you are. It's terrible.
If you guys
the funniest thing is, again, I couldn't do Epic Invisible because he was like 3 seconds ahead of me. So even if I got Epic Invisible, which I probably wasn't going to, it was gonna be rough. So I had to just hope he died.
Peter, if you want to go ahead and plug your Twitch and Toyota afterwards, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to spell them correctly, but we'll make sure to have them in the description for the VOD. Okay, and they're going to be posted in the chat as well.
All right. Yeah,
but that's
yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, twitch.tv/PeterSync. That's me.
Yep. And then I can't remember, is yours Glock and my Toyota like completely filled out, or?
Yeah, just Glock and my Toyota.
Okay.
I think the link is broken on that message.
Sure. But yeah, we're gonna have this in the chat, and then if you guys are watching the VOD, you will be able to find those in the description as well. Huge shout outs to A-List for commentating this. You did a great job. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So if you guys are watching this back, some really great stuff here. But that's pretty much all we have for today. We just had this race, 2-1 finish in Peter's favor, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time on Speedrun Saturdays. Next week, we are going to be doing a randomizer with Grand Theft Auto Vice City with KZ Fru. I nearly messed up his name. KZ Fru. I just didn't want to mess it up. So he's a super entertaining runner, and we're gonna have a great time then. We will catch you guys then, and peace out.